In the ever-expanding universe of young Sheldon, the spin-off Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has emerged as a charming, humorous, and heartfelt continuation of fan-favorite storylines. While the show's title promises, and delivers, a focus on the evolving relationship between Georgie Cooper and Mandy McAllister, a quietly compelling character has started to capture the curiosity of viewers, Connor. Despite his limited screen time, Connor is a figure who resonates with a surprising amount of depth, subtle charm, and untapped narrative potential. His presence feels like the tip of an iceberg, suggesting more beneath the surface that hasn't yet been explored. If the writers want to elevate the series from a simple sitcom to a character-rich ensemble piece with staying power, it's time to give Connor more screen time. The case for Connor: more than comic relief. Initially introduced as a peripheral character, possibly a friend, coworker, or neighbor, Connor brings a fresh energy to the screen. His lines are often laced with dry wit, unexpected wisdom, or lighthearted sarcasm. But even in short scenes, there's a flicker of something more, a backstory, a hidden ambition, a life not yet fully integrated into the show's emotional framework. He's not just comic relief, he's a mirror. Where Georgie represents the impulsive optimist trying to balance early parenthood with growing responsibility, Connor is the grounded realist, possibly shaped by his own rougher experiences. Perhaps he's older, a little jaded, but with a good heart. That contrast could lead to rich, funny, and emotionally resonant scenes, especially as Georgie navigates the pressures of young adulthood, fatherhood, and marriage. A fresh perspective in a familiar world. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage carries the legacy of young Sheldon and, by extension, The Big Bang Theory. That's a lot of history. The spin-off has wisely carved out its own tone, mixing the southern charm of Medford, Texas, with coming-of-age dilemmas and quirky family dynamics. Yet as with any character-driven sitcom, the strength lies in its ensemble. And Connor could be the key to expanding that ensemble in meaningful ways. Imagine an episode that shifts perspective. We follow a day in the life of Connor. He wakes up in a tiny apartment with mismatched furniture, eats cereal for dinner, and works an unglamorous job, maybe alongside Georgie at the tire shop or something equally small-town gritty. We learn about his personal struggles, his dry sense of humor masking real-life setbacks, and his complicated feelings about the people around him. Suddenly, he's not just a background character. He's someone we care about. Connor is a confidant, not a sidekick. Georgie's character arc relies on him maturing from a teenage father to a responsible man. That journey needs anchors outside of his relationship with Mandy. While family drama and romantic tension offer plenty of narrative fuel, real growth often comes from unexpected friendships. Enter Connor. Connor doesn't need to be a constant moral compass. In fact, it's more interesting if he's flawed, maybe even cynical or reckless at times. But his conversations with Georgie could offer a unique lens into both their characters. Where Sheldon had Professor Proton, Georgie could have Connor, a less polished, more sarcastic, Texas-style mentor who helps him through the chaotic maze of young adulthood. What does Connor want? One of the most compelling ways to develop any character is to ask a simple question: what do they want? We know what Georgie wants: stability, to provide for his family, to earn Mandy's respect, and to live up to a version of manhood he's still trying to define. But what about Connor? Maybe he wants to get out of Medford but doesn't have the means. Maybe he once had a dream: music, carpentry, mechanics, and lost his way. Or maybe he's been burned by love and now watches Mandy and Georgie's relationship with equal parts envy and skepticism. Any of these angles could open up entire subplots. Connor could be the emotional undercurrent of episodes that otherwise lean into humor or chaos, someone who grounds the show in realism without dragging it down. And in return, the audience becomes invested in more than just the central couple. Potential story arcs for Connor. Here are a few episode concepts and arcs that could make use of Connor's potential. 1. The road trip episode. Connor invites Georgie on a short road trip, maybe to pick up a part for the shop, or to check on a sick relative. During the trip, secrets come out. Georgie learns that Connor once had a kid he doesn't see anymore. In turn, Georgie opens up about his own fears. The two bond in a deeper, more vulnerable way. 2. Connor vs. Mandy. A tense yet hilarious episode could center on a misunderstanding or argument between Connor and Mandy. Maybe Connor gives Georgie bad advice, and Mandy calls him out. The clash of personalities could be both comedic and illuminating, showing Mandy's protectiveness and Connor's insecurities. 3. The Connor-centric episode. Flashbacks. We get glimpses of Connor's life before he met Georgie. Maybe he used to play in a local band, or had a promising trade career that derailed. These insights make his present-day quips and cynicism more poignant. Maybe he tries to get his act together, and fails. Or maybe, in a twist, he succeeds in a small way and becomes an unexpected inspiration. 4. Connor's love interest. Introduce a romantic subplot for Connor. Not necessarily as a major arc, but enough to show a different side of him. Whether it's a crush on someone who works at the diner or a rekindled relationship with an ex, it adds depth to his character and provides new dynamics with the core cast. What Connor brings that others don't. Most of the characters in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage are tightly connected to the Coopers or defined by familial roles. Connor, as an outsider, provides a different perspective. He doesn't operate under the same expectations. He can challenge Georgie in ways family members can't. He can connect with viewers who don't come from tight-knit families, who feel a little out of place, who live on the margins of small-town life. In a show that often revolves around building a future, Connor represents the past that people try to escape, or make peace with. Conclusion. Give Connor the spotlight. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has all the ingredients of a great character comedy: chemistry, conflict, and charm. But it also has the opportunity to deepen its world by lifting up characters like Connor from the periphery to the forefront. More screen time for Connor wouldn't just benefit his character, it would benefit the entire show. By expanding the lens, we invite more stories, more emotion, and more relatability. In a world where everyone's figuring it out one awkward, hilarious, heart-wrenching step at a time, Connor deserves his moment in the spotlight. Would you like this turned into a blog post or tailored for a fan forum discussion?